Taking a look at some of our Alaska stories for this Tuesday morning, May 30th, 2017. An Alaska volcano has erupted again. It's been on almost continuous eruption since December, so about 6 months. It's been going off and on. The Bogoslav on again this time. Aviation alert raised to red as the ash cloud went above 35,000 feet. Remember, anytime the ash cloud goes above 20,000 feet, it becomes a hazard to aviation. That happens to be a main route there in the Aleutian Islands between North America and Asia. So once again, the aviation code went up to red, where it remains. Even with the Alaska Legislature in limbo, with very light schedule over this last week with the Memorial Day holiday and everything else, some lawmakers are still getting more than $200 a day for expenses. This per diem issue, which has been a really hot issue lately, even though it's just a minuscule amount of the $2.5 billion deficit. This, as the legislature, of course, is making cuts to other services and other areas of government, but not to their own salary. Once again, some of them saying, we're still working, as justification for why they should be getting $295 a day. A North Pole man was arrested and charged with sexual abuse of a minor. Not a lot of details in the article on the Newsminer. If you know the families involved, you might want to check out the article, newsminer.com. Some people are dropping hints about running for Alaska governor in 2018, among them Mike Dunleavy. You've also got Mark Begich. A lot of folks are speculating about him running. He said, more people seem to be more interested about me than in the stock market right now. Of course, Begich, who was the mayor of Anchorage before becoming an Alaska senator, and now, of course, some are talking about him running for governor. He hasn't said whether or not he will, but the big wild card is Governor Walker. As you recall, Walker was a lifelong Republican who dropped his party affiliation in order to run as an independent, picking up Byron Malott as his running mate. Malott was the Democratic nominee at the time. So the two of them uniting their campaigns, defeating incumbent Sean Parnell. Now we're saying, will Walker run again? Interior Secretary Zinke is still in Alaska, focusing on energy and parks during his visit, which wraps up tomorrow. And the Alaska cruise industry just keeps getting bigger. We're talking more ships taking more trips. In fact, some of those ships taking multiple trips during the season, plus bigger ships. In fact, they're saying that some of these ships are so big that a number of communities are going to have to add dock space to accommodate it, make bigger ports and whatnot. It might be good news for the cruise industry. A lot of folks are wondering how many visitors we can actually maintain in Alaska. In case you were wondering why the flags were at half staff yesterday, it was because of Memorial Day. Governor Walker lowering the Alaska flags in coordination with the U.S. flag code for lowering the flags. Also, a number of crashes over the weekend. The Seward Highway head-on crash. A person was killed. Alcohol is suspected there. Another person died in a head-on crash in the Glen Highway. An 89-year-old man died and 3 others were injured in a vehicle rollover near Denali Park. And a pedestrian was struck and killed in Midtown Anchorage. Also, Anchorage police are asking for the public's help in locating an inmate who escaped from a halfway house on Sunday. Also, if you missed it, the Fairbanks police chief is among the officers who were involved in the fatal shooting of that pursuit suspect last Thursday, so he was on administrative leave over the weekend. And the Noween Library lobby is going to be getting new trees this summer. Remember the public outcry when they decided that they had to cut down the old trees, which had been there for 40 years. The trees outlived the expectations, and they were so big that they were getting up there next to the heating and the venting and the electrical, and they're saying it could be a fire hazard. That's why those trees had to come down. They took public comment, and now they've decided that they're going to put in some trees in pots. And so that's what we've got for our news. My commentary today focuses on the Benghazi trial. If you recall, a couple of the families filed lawsuit against Mrs. Clinton. That got thrown out. I'll tell you why. It was a losing prospect to begin with. And I invite your comments on this and any other newsworthy item. Just send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com. Thanks.